Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, where the topic is how to kickstart your modern project and portfolio management deployment using Power Apps and Project for the Web. My name is Doug Welsby, and I'm the Partner Channel Manager here at Microsoft. I'm also joined by my colleague, Jim Patterson, our Director of Sales. During today's webinar, attendees will be on mute and the line will not be open for questions. However, feel free to use the GoToWebinar question feature to submit questions. I'll address these during the webinar and will respond via email if we do not get to your specific question. If for some reason you get distracted or pulled away from the webinar, no need to worry, as I'll be emailing a link to the presentation once it has been posted to our YouTube channel. With that, I'll turn the presentation over to Jim.
Welcome to Kickstart Your Modern PPM Deployment using Power Apps and Project for the Web. As we talk about this today, it's really about the advent of the future of project management from Microsoft and the totally new project experience with Project for the Web. It was introduced in November at Microsoft Ignite and is now evolving into the solution and direction that Microsoft is taking for project and portfolio management overall. So it's really reimagined, and we'll talk about what that means. It's all really based upon Microsoft's thrust into the Power Platform. The Power Platform has three major pillars. Many of you are probably familiar with Power BI today in Office 365 and using Power BI for reporting, dashboards, and business analytics in general. It also includes Power Automate, which was formerly called Microsoft Flow. And that allows people to build process automation and workflows and even connect data between systems with simple integrations. And then Power Apps, which we're going to talk about here today, is the low-code or no-code platform that allows people to structure applications without really having to have developer, programmer type of resources available to you to do that. And it's all based upon a common data service, which is a common repository for business solutions that even Microsoft Dynamics leverages common data service for those things. So it really provides the opportunity to have a one Microsoft data platform for all your business productivity and business solutions. To that end, the reason I bring this up is Project for the Web is designed and built on this Power Platform. So what does that mean to you? Well, as you go through Microsoft Project, why did they develop this? You know, people are used to Microsoft Project on the desktop and Project Professional, and it's a great project management tool for the robust needs of trained and full-time and let's just say project managers who deal with complex projects. It is probably, and that actually is, the most ubiquitous scheduling software that's out there for people that are building project plans of all types. The downside to it has been that we have the advent and probably an increasing number of folks who are doing project management, not in a dedicated fashion sometimes, but occasional fashion where they may be engineers, they may be developers, they might be other folks in organizations who have been dubbed for certain efforts to be a project manager. And the needs to have a simple, easy to get into and easy to get started way to do projects has been a void. And Microsoft has addressed that with Project for the Web and provided a simple and project management software for everybody. As you look in this animated slide, you're seeing a Gantt chart type of mode that allows you to do graphically in a browser the things that you'd want to do. It also provides the ability for you to do things in a more Kanban or board style with cards, leveraging the same data but using it in a different context or a different user experience, as well as a simple grid like a spreadsheet to be able to easily, simply get in and put tasks in, update things, and get through it. The key here is that it allows you to do these things in a full browser experience. And so this even addresses those Macintosh users who haven't had the availability of a Microsoft Project desktop version available for the Mac for quite some time. So it's the same user experience regarding the platform or the OS that you're using. So the key here is that it's a fresh new experience, collaboration made easy with things like co-authoring at the same time within the same project plan, and allow you to do intelligent planning, meaning dependency management and all those types of things that you can't do, say, in Office 365 Planner today. So what does this mean today, and why is this related to what we're doing within an accelerator? Well, if you think about people easily getting into a browser, getting into Project for the Web, and building any number of project plans out there, instead of storing them to individual files and MPP files that are scattered around the organization, it's designed so it stores all of its data into the common data service, which I mentioned earlier. And that common data service is built in the Power Platform that allows us to use Power Apps to structure solutions around these project plans, because a project schedule and the resource assignments around those project schedules is only one dimension of things that we need to do when we manage projects. So having a fully functional solution of which this Project for the Web schedule is one component is really the goal and the objective of what we did with the accelerator and what you're going to see today. So what is that? Well, if you think about Project for the Web, it gives you the basics. It gives you the ability to create projects. It gives you the ability to put tasks in there and assign resources into it and have the basic common project data like start dates, durations, and effort, and all those types of things around it. That's built in and comes out of the box with Project for the Web. But what does Power Apps and the Accelerator give you? It gives you the ability to extend in there and provide the capability to add things like issues, risks, change requests around a project. That allows you to have narrative-based status reporting and even some governance and process around all that. And even be able to add things like KPIs of your choosing and things that we provided out of the box to get you started quickly. It also, on the upfront side, allows you to have an intake process to capture project requests, allow you to capture and characterize those and even prioritize them such that when you select them and choose to actually turn them into projects, you can convert them into projects and promote them at the appropriate time using the Power Platform and Power Automate. You also have the ability to take these projects and include them in different collections. The most common ones you see out there in a PPM realm are programs and portfolios, and be able to associate the projects with those portfolios and programs. The Power Apps platform and the Power Apps Accelerator gives you the ability to do that right out of the box, and with this free accelerator we're going to talk about today. And then all of this ties to portfolio intelligence by leveraging, as all the Microsoft tools do these days, an out-of-the-box connection with Power BI. And we have a collection of reports and dashboards that you can leverage from day one with this free accelerator to allow you to get started very, very quickly. So some of the things that Doug's going to show you today in the demonstration are demand management, which is that intake and request process and some correlated reporting to that. We have program management, rolling up your projects into collections and doing program level information and be able to capture information at the program and or portfolio level. The ability to track your portfolio or portfolios and be able to have collections of projects that are associated with those portfolios and track those metrics at that portfolio level. The ability to look at the financials around the projects or portfolios. The ability to do project management in a multitude of modes, meaning you could do the simple grid or spreadsheet style type of project management, or you can use the Kanban board style for those folks that like to use that more agile type of approach, and things that we see that are familiar with Microsoft Planner, or be able to use a traditional more Gantt chart or timeline view that allows you to easily visualize milestones and dependencies and things like that. Be able to capture risks and have reporting around that, and be able to formulate risk matrices and other graphical representations of those types of things. Issue tracking, be able to capture issues around projects and assign them to people and get them closed and progress those just like we would tasks and other things in projects. And even like things like change requests, be able to capture those things over the life of a project because nothing ever stays the same, and be able to capture those changes, put them through a flow or a workflow or a set of stages or states as they go through the initial submission of that change all the way through the review and approval cycles. And then team collaboration, being able to leverage Microsoft Teams such that you can actually go in and leverage Project for the Web and the other aspects of this right from within the context or in the container of Teams, because people are using Teams more and more as a collaborative hub in the Microsoft ecosystem. And then things like narrative-based status reporting, not just the objective data like dates and durations and completion status, but the narrative-based stuff that sometimes people want to include in their status reports on a periodic basis or weekly or each status reporting period. Having a home for that stuff and the ability to get that stuff out via reports. or any other project intelligence. And we're going to talk about the Accelerator report pack that's included with the offering that we're touting today. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Doug for a demonstration and let him show it to you live, because that's where the rubber meets the road, and let him talk about the things that you can do within there, as well as how you can access and install that free accelerator as part of the demonstration. So Doug, thank you. Take it away.
Great, thanks, Jim. Appreciate the introduction. And so as Jim has discussed, I'll now walk you through an overview of our PPM Accelerator and the installation steps required to get up and running with this solution. When I show you the PPM Accelerator, remember that this has been created as a solution starter, as a foundation from which you can build additional functionality into your deployment of a PPM Accelerator based on Power Apps using Project for the Web. All of the working essentials are included, so that you can get started quickly with both Project for the Web and Power Apps. And adding additional components, further configuration and extension of this solution is of course possible. We've delivered a number of customer solutions with customer-specific enhancements to this basic functional solution starter that I'll walk you through today. So for an end user who starts working with this solution accelerator, on the homepage, the landing screen for the solution, we have a bit of overview information provided, including a recorded YouTube ready video walkthrough of the solution. So someone who clicks through the homepage for the first time for their own self-education, self-paced training on how to use this tool, they can very easily run this accelerator video right on screen from the homepage and easily develop a quick understanding of what the solution accelerator is all about and what it's designed to deliver for them. Effectively, it's a condensed version of the walkthrough we'll be giving you this morning. So with the solution, we provide functionality to submit new project requests, work them through an assessment and an evaluation of their business value, associate them with specific programs that your organization may be gearing up for or working towards, and then promote them into projects which can then be delivered using the power of Project for the Web from Microsoft. So this initial project request screen is designed to provide you visibility into a list of active project requests. We've identified data fields within the solution starter so that you can easily capture the project type, the priority of these new submissions, who requested it, perhaps who the sponsor is. There's estimated cost and benefit and ROI information available in the application out of the box with this solution starter. And of course, you can take this and enhance that to add additional entities to capture additional information about these new project requests. In the basic request information form, you'll see we've captured the name of this request, its current state, this one's been approved, its priority, and of course here also the project type, because we allow for you to categorize your projects based on different types or approaches towards delivering work. In the business case fields, we've designed some measures through which you can calculate a prioritization score. So you'll see we've asked some questions in this business case of the person or the individual submitting this new requirement. What's the alignment to our corporate strategy? Is this going to help to lower costs? And what's the risk of this particular project with a derived prioritization score? And areas to capture the estimated costs and benefits with a calculation for ROI, and other fields to allow you to very easily build out a business case for this new submission together with the request information and the ability to view all of those project requests in this active project requests screen and with these forms. Now, these project requests may be promoted to projects at some time, but we can also associate them with various programs within the organization. So it'll allow you to roll up reporting of active projects against key initiatives for your organization, such as programs, as you see here, some sample names such as world-class customer support, mobile applications, etc. We also report in this programs interface on the number of active projects associated with each program, whether or not they're on track or at risk, and some high-level indicators in this interface about the status, the health, and other information about those programs, such as I indicated earlier, this world-class customer support program. So here we're not at the project level, we're not at the project request level, we're at a rolled up level, if you would, of a program called world-class customer support. It's currently active, has a priority in a business unit that has perhaps sponsored it or against which we are delivering programs and projects. There's areas here to capture the description in a business case. And then other tabs on this same screen to show you information about the financials for this program, including budget that we've determined is permissible for this particular program, benefits we anticipate seeing from this, an ROI that's calculated, and remaining budget allocation, because as you'll see in a moment, we're rolling up a number of different projects against this program and subtracting from the available program budget to determine what's remaining and can be allocated to new programs or new project submissions. There's project financials and benefits and detailed calculations available on these screens. And we've added areas within the interface to capture status indicators, such as the overall health or the financial health for this program, active project counts and projects that are on track. And then, of course, if we look deeper at the associated projects, we can now drill down through and start to open up the details of some of those individual projects that are being delivered within that particular program. So here for World Class, I see that we are anticipating a project named Support Customers Using Mobile. Here on this summary page, we have a number of entries to help you identify the projects, capture information about these, such as the business unit or which program is associated with, the priority, the executive sponsor, etc. We have schedule-related information with calculated fields based on the actual project plan that's been delivered against this, and effort information that's also rolling up from those project plans. Our business case calculations and business case screens show you areas to capture a description, value statement, again, the ability to do prioritization for these projects. On the Financials tab, we're seeing information about the budget and the forecast for this particular project, remembering that this information will roll up with our PPM Accelerator solution into the program level fields that this project's been associated with. The Resources tab shows us details about who the team members are that have been assigned to this project. We capture risks. There's areas within the solution to identify issues that are arising as you are delivering this project. Changes, of course, need to be considered throughout the life cycle of the project. So we have an area within the solution for capturing the changes that have been submitted, such as needing new budget for new licenses. And then finally, a status page showing us the overall health of this particular project with an area to capture a status report with text fields for submission of comments and other information related to status reporting throughout the life cycle of the delivery of this project. Now, where does this tie into Project for the Web? Right on this Tasks tab that I skipped over as I was navigating through the interface for this particular project. So this is a Power Apps solution, and we've integrated this with Microsoft's new Project for the Web application. So we'll see on the Tasks screen here that I have the full work breakdown structure for this particular project, showing the different phases, the different tasks, who's been assigned to the various activities on this plan. This is Project for the Web as part of a Power Apps delivery. I can navigate through within this interface to the board or to timeline views as well. But just as easily, I can click on Open in Project and open this exact plan in a full browser session directly in Project for the Web and be able to navigate through those different views, grid, board views, timeline views, etc., all with the full information that you'd have available to you in the Project for the Web scheduling application. Now, Project for the Web was just released last fall for Microsoft. They're getting started with a number of new features, and it's exciting times because there's new features and functionality being rolled out every month. We've had a number of webinars ourselves on Project for the Web. And of course, we've built and continue to develop Power Apps platform applications, such as this application, for bringing together Project for the Web with a fully functional PPM Accelerator solution so that your project management office and your organization can get started with a full life cycle of delivery, from project requests to program roll-up, project delivery, and then finally, of course, included in our PPM Accelerator, the element that most organizations really focus on is reporting about the data that's being exposed via our Power Apps Accelerator and also via the Project for the Web integration as well. You'll see on screen here that we have a requests dashboard showing all of those project requests that have been submitted within the tool, information about it. I can navigate through to a second tab on this Power BI PPM Accelerator report showing program health for those different applications and different programs that we're running. I see program financials as well available within this report pack. And of course, this is Power BI. So if you're an executive not wanting to go through this Power Apps interface to access these reports, you can of course get at those directly within the native Power BI interface, or we could expose these reports on a corporate dashboard or a portal where your executives or your business leaders are interested in viewing this information. So we have a full and comprehensive dashboard and Power BI reporting solution that's included out of the box with our PPM Accelerator. When you install the Accelerator and get this up and running in your organization, you'll have full connectivity through to this reporting solution and all of the artifacts that I've walked you through today, as we've illustrated with requests, programs, and projects. So now let me take you through the required installation steps for the PPM Accelerator. It's a bit of a technical area of the webinar and the presentation today. We don't normally get this technical, but we do want to make sure that anyone who wants to go out, download, and install and trial use this PPM Accelerator is able to do so. So we have all of the installation steps included in the PowerPoint presentation that we'll be distributing after the webinar. So we'll include those. You'll be able to walk through everything I'm going to show you in a few moments. I won't be doing the installation live, but instead have captured all of those screens in that walkthrough deck, and I'll illustrate to you what's necessary to do the installation. I'll note that we recommend you install on a trial environment to test it out prior to installing on a production environment, just to make sure you get everything right and there's no conflicts between our PPM Accelerator and no issues with your existing production environments. So to install the Accelerator, you start at Microsoft AppSource and either use the URL provided in our webinar slides, or if you just search for PPM Accelerator in Microsoft AppSource, you'll find our solution. I believe today it's the only one listed in the AppSource environment. Once you found the Accelerator, there are some prerequisite details that you'll need to look after prior to the installation. At this point, if you've not followed these steps, you'll likely receive the alert and error message that the installation process could not find a Dynamics 365 organization connected to the signed-in user. This simply means that the default CDS, or the Common Data Service, has not been created and initialized. So let's get that sorted out first by following the installation steps. Before installing from AppSource, you'll need a paid or a trial Office 365 tenant. You'll need a trial or a paid Power Apps license. You'll also need a trial or a paid Project Plan 3 or Plan 5 license. And as a final detail, you must have created at least one Project for the Web project. you need a trial or paid Office 365 tenant. So as the tenant admin in this environment, to start the install, navigate through to admin.microsoft.com. You need that trial or paid Project Plan 3 or Plan 5 subscription. So follow these steps to install a project trial if you do not currently have either one of those subscriptions on your tenant. Click on Billing, Purchase Services, search for Project, and when you find Project, you'll be able to then install either current Project Plan 3 or Plan 5. Now, currently, Project Plan 3 is available for trial installations. This may change in the future, so work with your local Microsoft rep if you need to resolve this. Click on Get Free Trial once you've selected Project Plan 3. Click on Try Now, and you'll get a 1-month term for that Project Plan 3 free trial for 25 users. Click on Continue, and the installation will be complete. At this point, you'll have your Project Plan 3 licenses available in your Office environment. You also need a trial or a paid Power Apps subscription. So follow these steps to install a Power Apps trial, again, if you do not currently have a trial or a paid subscription. Click on Billing, Purchase Services, and search for Power Apps. Click Power Apps Per User Plan. This is the currently available trial from Microsoft. However, again, if you're unable to find a per app or per user plan trial, work with your Microsoft representative for assistance in getting these trial subscriptions. Click on Get Free Trial, click Try Now, and you'll get a 1-month term for Power Apps Per User Plan trial subscriptions. Click Continue, and the installation's complete. So at this point, we have the requisite subscriptions for Power Apps and for Project, but we still need to assign these product licenses to the user who will be performing the install. So still within the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, click on Users, select Active Users, select the account that you're using for the install, and select Manage Product Licenses. Ensure that this user has a Project and Power Apps license assigned to them, and click Save Changes. And then there will be a moment here where you should wait, or you might need to wait a minute or two for those license assignments to complete. The interface will return immediately as if those changes have been saved, but sometimes there's a brief delay before those subscriptions have actually been assigned to that new user. So now let's complete the final step before installing the accelerator. We're almost done. But remember, you needed to install a paid Office 365 tenant or to have a trial environment to work with. We installed that Power Apps license and we did the Project Plan 3 or Plan 5 subscription. The final requirement now is that we have to have created at least one project for the web project. So click on Project, click through the welcome screens, and then allow Microsoft to complete the setup of the application environment. Now this final step is important, and it will take a few minutes to complete as Project initializes and creates the common data service entities for the first time. So again, this is one of the reasons we took screenshots and we're doing a PowerPoint walkthrough of this implementation or this install, because there are several periods during the install where you'll have to be patient while the Office 365 services are updating, or while some of these install steps are completing online in that Office 365 tenant that you're targeting your install towards. So once that's been completed, you have all of the foundational software subscriptions and license assignments ready to use within your environment, and you're ready to proceed with the accelerator installation. So back at Microsoft App Source, all you need to do now, after you search for it, is click on Get It Now. You fill in the information on this screen in order to be able to download and access the accelerator through the Microsoft App Source environment. Click on Continue, and the installer will initialize. And on this screen, you'll be presented with some information about the PPM accelerator. You'll be asked to agree to the legal terms and conditions, and make sure that you ensure you connect to the default Dynamics 365 organization. If you're doing an install in a trial environment, you likely will have only one Dynamics 365 organization, but in a live paid environment where you may already be working with Dynamics 365, there may be additional environments that you'll need to work around. And again, be certain that you're pointing to the default Dynamics 365 organization where Project for the Web is hosting its data and its information in the Common Data Service. Fill in the details on the registration screen, click on Download and Install, and now you'll be presented with a more detailed installation screen outlining those prerequisites and the additional steps required. We've already gone through the initial steps to set up the prerequisite subscriptions. For project and Power Apps, at this point in time, you can download the solution file and begin that install. Next, we'll import the accelerator into your Dynamics environment. So you sign into Power Apps at www.powerapps.com. Select again the default CDS environment. Navigate to the Solutions tab on the left. And at the top, click the Import button. Select the solution file that you've downloaded. Follow the import wizard and click Next. Here you have an opportunity to view the solution package details if desired. Then you click Next, click Import, and allow the import to proceed. The import will take a few minutes, and once completed, you can publish all of the customizations for this solution that we've imported into this organization. Allow the publishing to complete, and when you're done, you'll have the PPM Accelerator app available for use. Now note there's a few additional steps required so that the included flow, which uses Power Automate, is authenticated and available to users. This will need to be activated and follow these one-time steps just to ensure that those flows are working. And what that flow does is allow you to transition from a project request into a live active project using Microsoft Power Automate within our PPM Accelerator environment. So when you're ready to use the solution, click on PPM and you have now available to start the solution with our Microsoft PPM for Power Apps Accelerator. So there are several steps required to get this up and running, several different areas that you need to properly click through. We're available to assist you with this if you need some help. And of course, we're also available to help you with extensions to the environment. We provide you this free PPM Accelerator as a base solution environment, some basic functionality for requests, programs, and project management, and of course, full reporting capability included with that. And if you need to change the shape, color, and the feel of that environment, we can easily assist you with some of those advanced accelerator changes that may be necessary. And with that, I'll return the presentation back over to Jim, who has some additional information to wrap up the webinar. Jim, go ahead.
All right, well, thank you, Doug. Let me start sharing my screen again. Let me know when you can see it.
Coming up great, thank you.
All right, terrific. Thanks for the excellent presentation. You'll get all those instructions in the slides and the recording on this to rewatch that if you want to go through the steps. But to summarize what we've talked about here in this PPM Accelerator is that one, Project for the Web is Microsoft's reimagined new tool for project and work management. That's providing you with a modern user experience that's expected by today's workforce, and all in a browser without having to have a Windows-specific client to do that, like in Microsoft Project Professional. It is leveraging the common data service on the back end to provide a common repository for all projects and other work and all things related around your projects. And the Power Platform itself provides a basis for robust solutions that can be tailored for your organization. You know, the Accelerator is just the tip of the iceberg of where you can go with this. And Microsoft provides you with that pre-configured PPM Accelerator that uses Power Apps and Project for the Web and gets you a good jump start ahead as you start using this in the context of a full PPM solution. Extends it with full PPM capabilities and the common ones that we see people use, like Doug showed you with issues, risks, changes, programs, etc. It does include you and get started with a Power BI report pack that leverages the capabilities both from Project for the Web and from the things added in the PPM Accelerator. And by using an accelerator, even though there's some steps to get into the environment, it does provide you with ultimately a faster time to solution and lower implementation costs, because these are things you do not have to build or configure yourself. Even though Power Apps is a low-code, no-code platform, you don't have to structure it, think about it, or add them yourself. It's just ready to go once you install it. And then another thing is Microsoft just recently announced that Office 365 users can view Project for the Web plans with their Office 365 licenses. Currently people with E5 licenses, but eventually the E3s and other folks can be able to view those once people publish those out to the CDS, which is where it goes by default. So we have a number of customers that are already using these platforms and this new technology. Warner Brothers, Keywood Corporation, which is a construction organization that has moved on and has actually done a case study with us. Brown and Caldwell, who's an environmental services company. Novartis, a big life sciences, biotech and pharma company. ChampionX, another company that's in the oilfield chemical products business, is also leveraging these things. So even though this stuff is very new, there's a lot of organizations that have jumped on board here and are using the accelerator as a basis. And some of them are extending that beyond what the accelerator does as a pre-config, but using it as a way to actually jumpstart them into a more tailored implementation, even if that's only the starting point. And Microsoft is here to help you as you want. You know, we're actually a full services company. We're multi-gold certified with Microsoft in a number of different disciplines, but we have a particular passion for project and portfolio management. Not only are we a technology partner, but we were founded as a joint venture with Microsoft in 2002, so we're actually business partners. They actually are partial owners of our company ongoing. And then we're a full service firm, so if you want assistance, though we're not saying there's any obligation when you use this accelerator. If you want assistance on implementation services or education and training or ongoing support or even advisory services on how to maybe put new processes and automate those in place, we're here to help you to whatever degree you'd like assistance from us. Doug had mentioned on AppSource, it's out there, and this URL will also be out there in the slides that come out there. It's easy to go there and just kind of get started by downloading the accelerator and getting that for you so that you can go through the process of getting it put into your environment or your trial environment. And then from a next steps perspective, we have some options. Obviously, we'd love you to go out and get the accelerator out on AppSource. And if you want to, reach out to us. We'll have some contact information here. We can give you some nominal guidance and overview training to give you some assistance in making sure that you have a successful evaluation of this as you put it in place. Now, Doug did give you some general overview of this today, but if you have some unique needs and you want a personalized one-on-one demonstration for your organization of the accelerator, or even how you can even take that farther, we're happy to give you that demonstration for you. And so just reach out to us and let us know. And if you are a service provider like Microsoft and you'd like to contact us for partnership opportunities, we're happy to discuss that with you. So please reach out to us at the same contact information I'm going to be giving to you here shortly. And as I had mentioned, the accelerator is really the tip of the iceberg. It does provide fully functional capabilities that you can manage projects and programs with today. But down below here in the last bullet, you'll see we have a link to an on-demand webinar for extending the PPM accelerator for a full adaptive PPM solution. And it really is an ongoing extension of all of this, of what you've seen here today, in a full solution, not in components like you'll see advertised by many people out there today. I think you don't want to manage a component-based or module-based type of thing that's out there and to just plugging those different things into your Power Apps environment. But take a look if you're interested in doing that. By the way, it's just for vision painting. By no means is there any obligation on your part to act on any of that. But please go out there if you're curious. So with that, I'd just like to thank you all for the time you spent with us here today. Hopefully you saw some things that were helpful. You can look at the on-demand webinars or list of upcoming webinars that we have. We do them almost weekly, and at us.wickersoft.com/webinars. Or if you want to reach out to us for assistance or for partnership or for any other help, reach out to us and contact us at wickersoft.com, and we're happy to respond and help you in any way we can. So with that, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy days to spend some time with us and look at these sets of capabilities. And we really look forward to engaging with you. Have a great day.